They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright.
Just in time.
Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
Oh, you mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
No. No, you can't be serious.
But like Santa has like no motivation to kill this group of people.
Also, why would you kill this group of people?
One of them saved you, and the other two were in the test with you. And
None of these people, all these people in this room are literally innocent.
the idea must be that they're gonna lock us in here, and it's probably gonna turn into an escape room, and then I need to solve how to escape, so that in the past Akane can solve how to escape. And then that saves her life, I guess? Right, so that's the incentive for turning on the incinerator and giving us a time limit and stuff, is that they say that in order to have the power work with the, what do they call it, that word for when you suddenly real epiphany, for the epiphany to occur, you need to have a threat, and then that activates the power. So they put us in a death trap to save Akane by transmitting the solution into the past.
But there's like 6 of us, and there's only one Akane?
Yeah.
So what is one person... Wait, how is 6 people finding a solution? What if it's a 6-man solution?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. This also feels like an ass pull, but okay.
Oh, but he is. Shit. We've got to do something. Maybe we can still get through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright. We can do this. We just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. That's 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Don't you have...
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
It's her favorite thing. Sure, why not? I don't think I'm going to need them.
Just keep them then.
Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Is he narrating more than normal?
Yes.
Like in first person, strangely?
Yeah.
Looks like she's writing equations, a lot of them. Huh? A man? She doesn't look very happy. What? Hey! No need to be ripping up pages like that. Jeez.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
Alright, at least 7 got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. Did everyone except Lotus?
Yeah, everyone except Lotus.
What? And there's no other way?
Lotus. Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel.
It's okay. Go.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot!
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
Without... if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence.
Bad?
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Or we could just, like, not abandon her for approximately, like, I don't know, like 16 more minutes and see if we can solve a solution and then be like, oh, well, we tried. When you're actually out of time.
Yeah.
That's probably the most reasonable conclusion. To be like, well, we have this long-ass, very vocal, very obvious time limit in which we can try to save you, as opposed to immediately abandoning you to die.
Which hasn't activated yet, by the way.
Yeah, we still haven't announced it's even on, actually. And as far as we can tell, it needs to have the time limit turn on. So if that's the case, then we're free to wait until it even turns on, then try to solve how to get out of here to save her, and then only leave when there genuinely is no more hope, because there's no reason for everyone to die. But abandoning her immediately is like a nightmarishly horrible thing to do.
What if you did that, though? Wouldn't that just, like, destroy the entire purpose of this entire Nonary game?
Maybe?
Because it would be back to the same problem.
Because the idea is we're supposed to save Lotus like she's Akane or something?
Yeah.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the Red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see, why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital root was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Shit. If we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we can get to that hole Seven popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it.
Why don't you pop open the red?
I guess this is it. This is the end.
Like, what's to stop you from tampering with the red?
And even ignoring that idea, we've now been introduced like several times to the idea that numbers can just be other numbers for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
So, okay, she already worked out all the math for you of all the configurations. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try ones that have all of those answers and see if it opens for any of those, because maybe the door's just the wrong number, like several other things if it just arbitrarily been.
I think the point is that the red doesn't work.
We don't know. My problem is that this is up there with those every time that there's a door where the plot decides. Actually, I can't even say it's when the plot says the door won't open. There's several points in this game where a door totally will open, but they just don't try it, and they have like 5 lines of dialogue panicking about how the door is unopenable, then they walk up to it and then, oh, it just opens.
Yeah.
And like, here, they're giving up again without exhausting their options at all. It's like, why don't you see if it's 7? Why don't you see if it's 3? Like, it's the most logical thing.
It's not relative to the story, because the story knows how the ending goes, but they don't want...
But you could cover this plot hole in seconds, because you could do it as a montage. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we already worked out the math, let's just try other numbers. Damn it, none of them work. But instead they don't do that. Like, I give up. I'm dying now.
But good thing we have
Gonna
those...
just stare at the ceiling and die now.
Yeah, but good thing we have those dialogue boxes about those shitty jokes that don't make sense in English.
Da-da-da-da. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes.
Oh, this is Akane vision.
Akane vision! I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell. Oh, it does say Akane vision. I did not notice that's what you meant.
Yeah, it says Akane
Holy
vision.
shit, it straight up says that in the corner. Did it say that last time?
No.
I don't know why, but it's really funny to look at.
It's stupid. Why does it have to be purple?
Yeah, it's
As if you're not gonna... It's like, it's girl vision.
It's
Gross.
girl vision. It's never been... it's never been a different color before.
No.
Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking. What he was feeling. What he was sensing. All his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise, like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melded into him, and we became one, inside of Junpei. Somehow I felt myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in two realities at once. One was the present, the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as two movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually it becomes difficult to separate them and and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was when I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
Did everyone match the group? I guess nerdy kid would be 9, little girl would be Clover.
No, what? Clover's in Nevada.
No, I'm saying like I'm wondering if the binary split is like two casts of characters that are supposed to resemble each other.
Yeah, there's 7, the big guy. There's Ace, the dude with brown hair. There's Lotus, a girl with, or there's Lotus Kid.
Yeah, Lotus's kid's really easy to pick out with green.
I guess Junpei is the brown-haired dude in the back, and I don't know. I don't think it matters. It's clearly showing us the people that matter, which are.
That was my brother Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Hurry up!
We ran down a long, straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. I wanted to see if the bumper would work. Maybe it goes back to Junpei vision.
Yeah.
I mean, it might actually, like, during the escape room, it might switch between the two visions. That might be what the gimmick is or something.
Huh.
Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them begin to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It's been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking.
Light Yagami?
Yeah, that's this. Yep. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake. He was blind then, too.
Wait, his name is actually Light?
Maybe? Or they called him Light there? Or maybe they didn't want to use names then either.
Hello?
Why wouldn't they? They're
Everyone?
kids.
Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
God damn it.
Is her name actually Clover?
Yeah, I guess so.
What? As he spoke, he pulled something out of his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers. So that's why Santa's like, yeah, clovers, yeah. Get him away from me.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind.
What?
For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult.
But he was already blind back then,
Already
too.
blind? How do you know? What?
So we were wrong about the previous thing about... So that may have been how he was picked out by Ace, but it still seems super contrived. That's the only person he recognized just because of blindness.
What? There's a million blind people
Yeah.
in the world.
That's what I mean. Like that's why I'm racking my brain trying to remember what detail.
Oh, maybe it's because the girl called herself Clover and then said, Snake is my brother.
Like just
And
like
Snake
that.
is blind.
'Cause her name's actually Clover.
Yeah, because her name is actually Clover.
They were bad at code names.
Only Clover was.
And Junpei and June.
No, only Junpei.
Oh right, only
June spoiled
right.
it for us because she called us Junpei.
Yeah, immediately.
But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck.
Did the clovers tell you that?
Those words are leaf words.
What?
So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with the number 9 on it. D7, that's what short version means. You just summarized the entirety of this game, basically, in like one sentence. That's what short version means, 7, not 9, not like 20 to 30 minutes of backstory. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through these doors.
Wait, the coffin was still there?
Yeah?
Why was the coffin there? Who was in it? What?
Coffin's a strange detail. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had a number 9, but this time, it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
We began to panic.
There has to be a dead. Can't you just do the dead and then get out through the door?
What do you mean?
Like, 5 people make 9, or whatever, a certain amount of number of people make 9, go through the door, do the dead, and then walk away, and then the room will be vacant again.
That's the assumption I made from the very, very beginning of the game, based on what happened with 9. But the way that nobody ever questions that in the story, and everyone keeps insisting that only one group will go through a door and that's it, seems to indicate that the script does not even consider that idea, and that absolutely is not an option.
Did you tell us that? Like,
yeah.
Specifically in the rule set?
Yeah, the problem is it just says it's vacant or not vacant, and people have gone through doors other people have gone through before, but yeah, in those cases the people that went through the doors died. But
because we also... Remember, people also, what was it?
Whenever a door gets reused, it's because the person who went through that door previously actually died in the process and didn't make it in. But yeah, it never specifically explains, as far as I can tell, that once you go through a thing, it doesn't re-vacant again. And I don't think we've ever rechecked a door that we've already solved. So like I don't think this is addressed at any point, even though it's a really logical thing to at least question at some point, and no one does.
Huh.
Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already.
Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
My brother Aoi swallowed hard and answered,
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room, as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 said it did. All 4 of us who had stayed behind were saved by 7.
Wait, why did people stay behind?
Because they can't get through the door.
But where did the other people that went through the door go?
Through the door.
But why didn't we see them when we went through the vents?
Exactly. This genuinely is a not necessarily a plot hole. It's a lack of continuity in the artwork, which is that when Seven burst through and looked down, it's like, oh look, 4 kids. Then he's like, I'm gonna be right back. I'll save you guys. Then he left and came back. He's like, where'd the rest of the kids go? And I'm like, what other kids?
Yeah.
It's like only based on that dialogue could we even infer that there was apparently other kids there. Now we know that everyone was there, and then 5 of them left apparently. But like, they didn't draw them, I guess. So like, we didn't have artwork that showed all of them down there. It only showed the 4. So we as players were like, what is he talking about? We crawled to the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of the door. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Haven't we seen ladders before?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if when we knew we were walking into an incinerator next, if we went and got that ladder, so just in case we could go up to the door that Seven escaped through in the past.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure we've seen ladders before that we could take around if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And we had a vision of the future, because we knew we were walking into a death room, that everyone gets burned in, like...
Or we had Seven, who literally knows that there's a fucking, like,
we had story of Seven. We had Seven's story about the escape path and the incinerator, and also Junpei has the issue of the alternate path of the morphogenic field that he's experienced. So we have multiple reasons to know this is an incinerator that can kill us, and we made no attempt to prepare for it at all, even though our life depends on it. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Aoi, Snake, and Seven. The other children, the ones who had gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they'd caught up. That's when I realized...
Oh, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
Oh, god damn it. Really? That's why?
Wait, you went back into an incinerator to get a 4-leaf clover?
No. It wasn't... No. No, it's not the 4-leaf clover. It's something else, apparently.
What else did you have on you?
The 4-leaf clovers were a present from Snake to Clover. They don't have anything to do with Jumpy. We probably don't know what it is, or it's something that I have that we've forgotten about over time. Did she give me something when she died in the submarine ending?
Love.
She dropped her love on the ground. Is that really why she went back? So this is the one detail that causes...
Also, she couldn't have gone back because no one saw her go back. She's leading the pack, so she, jumped down from the staircase over the railing and just
no,
flew
she's
down?
in the back, isn't she?
No, she's ahead. She said she's leading the pack.
Is she really?
Yeah. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up.
She's ahead of the group. Huh.
And yet somehow she just...
Is that what happens next? I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then I dropped it as... Had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back, I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, a room that connected all the other areas of the ship. But Santa was saying that Akane wasn't catching up. Like, as if Akane was behind and failing to catch up. But now we're finding out that Akane was actually ahead, so... he should have been like, Akane, it must be going too fast because I can't find her, and like we're not catching up with her. But instead he said the opposite. But he didn't know that she was falling behind because he didn't know she went back.
I don't know, man.
What's the continuity here? I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt the rush of wind as they ran past me up the stairs. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. This better be the best fucking present ever, because I've gone through shit because of it, and I'm jumpy.
Yeah.
Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran to the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
What is it?
A dead rabbit.
Oh, no! It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs in freedom...
Keep running? That door is, like, not that fast.
The door of the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. How did it open? Did he open it?
He probably ran back and grabbed some kind of, like, bracelet that they have, like a, you know, like a master key.
Like
I'm sure they have to have a master key bracelet. Was
he in the incinerator when it closed?
But the door was open. The back door was open, because he opened the back door to get in, and that's where Santa and Ace went. Santa and Ace left through that back door and then closed it on us.
Because we can't see it in a 3D space, it's hard to tell how many doors go in and out of that room. A lot of my questions could be answered by just being able to walk around this place like it was a location as opposed to screenshots.
No, Keith.
It's very disorienting.
It builds immersion.
It leads to situations where I don't know what the variables are, or in the case of that one cutscene with the guy that gets killed because of face blindness, me genuinely not even knowing what room we're in. The door of the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongo. Gentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
How wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps.
Trip.
Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
What?
I said, come with me.
That quickly?
There was an edge of insanity in his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then suddenly,
Akane!
the door of the stairs flew open, and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Behind them came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out. But then...
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Your sister's gonna die! Joke's on you! Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator.
Actually, joke's on, like, Ace. He literally, like,
what is he?
He fucked up his own experiment by putting the wrong person in the wrong escape room.
Yeah.
She's not transmitting.
How
to
dare you
anybody.
interfere with my plan? And then he's like, you put the wrong person in the incinerator. I mean, you put the wrong person on this
Yeah,
boat.
the whole killing her means nothing because literally both fucking both Akane and Aoi can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because you took the fucking transmitter, you idiot!
Like
That's like having 2 radios and like, where are the cops at? What? You took the radios?
At least be competent with your evil plan.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me that nobody was like, hey, this isn't a good idea, like, just let them go because those 2 are fucked anyways, or at least bring both of them in there and kill both of them, because there's no point in keeping the transmitter and the receiver alive.
Meanwhile, this is the one move that specifically leads to
the thing he wants.
Probably him, but definitely all of his coworkers dying.
Yeah, this also leads to...
The exact moment where he pulls Akane in is the part where that's the exact action that leads to possibly his inevitable death, but everyone else for sure that's died so far was caught. Like, if all this just happened but everyone escaped, then this whole, like, revenge plan probably wouldn't have happened because it's actually a scenario to try to save her from this exact thing that just happened now. It's like, this exact moment is when he really fucks himself. Until now, he was gonna get off scot-free, apparently.
Yeah.
Because 9 years and nothing happened. Like, until now, this was the one thing of this entire process that actually fucks him. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo.
Those fish never reached Hongo.
With a cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red and sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He weaved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared above on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all, and walked past me, as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, I thought they were already closed. The other 2 doors slid shut as well. Why didn't you run for them? You were on the floor and he wasn't...
Yeah, if you if you had actually ran to those doors and closed them on him, he would have just fucking died. Like...
Was he still holding her wrist?
No, he threw her to the floor.
What the fuck, girl? Run! Come on, run for it.
Everyone's so dumb.
You ran a second ago. Why'd you stop running when doors are still open for to run for? You're in an incinerator. Remember the incinerator you're afraid of dying from a moment ago? Because it's just going to turn back on now. Alright. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with the number 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room.
God.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
Should have run. That's what you should have done.
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in...
Junpei vision.
Wait, what?
18 minutes.
Oh, ours is going off now?
Evacuate the
Yep.
incinerator immediately.
Wait.
Holy shit. Man, I knew what I was going to say, but that is one hell of a creepy voice. Or what it was going to say.
I knew it.
It's starting.
Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in... It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
God, we don't have time. I swear to God.
We don't have time, but I can relate so hard, Lotus.
If you explain this shit for a 4th time, I will fucking break you.
Lotus has been through so much shit and is never present in any of the scenes where all the shit gets explained, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Lotus. Like, this shit's so fucked.
I'm not. Fuck you.
Oh, why? What does she honestly do at this point?
She has no weight to this at all.
She was like slightly
She literally
bitchy
has
in, like,
no
3
weight
scenes
to this
that happened
entire-
like 30 hours ago at this point.
She has no reason to be here.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise, I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But...
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
What?
A minute went by?
What?
Jesus.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
I'm gonna fucking...
Clover!
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Just for that, we're not gonna figure out the
Clover,
solution.
we're all like 20 to 40 years old. Come on.
What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Lotus, the most relatable character right now.
God damn it. Okay, fine.
Every line of dialogue makes her more relatable right now.
I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What?
7?
What?
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
Inside?
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving.
What?
Oh, I just realized. Oh, hello. That's weird.
Wait, excuse me?
Did that show up last time, too?
Yeah, was that... But that wasn't there when the kids were there.
So what I just realized... The reason why he's over-narrating right now, in a way that hasn't happened the entire game, is because novel mode doesn't exist anymore. Now we have Junpei and Akane vision, so novel mode doesn't exist. So novel and adventure are the same thing now. So
Great.
that's why he's narrating all the time now. What else can I say about it? But
What the hell is that?
What is that?
What?
what else
Wait,
could I say?
Wait.
The floor opened up and a machine rose out of it. Apparently this happened
But
for
it
Akane
di-
also.
But it didn't happen when the kids were there the first time?
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
God! How hard is it? How seriously hard is it to read a script and go like, "Hey, writer, you didn't mention the fact that a giant machine popped out the first time. Is that like, there's a reason for that, or you want to explain
It is
your
confusing
reasoning?"
that all the kids were in here. Like, you might say that it only happens for the people that are left behind, but then the part where people got left behind already happened also, and even when it was just 4 of them left, it still didn't have the weird machine.
They were left behind for 10 minutes. There was
Yeah.
5 minutes left in the
They
machine.
were all gonna burn to death, and now it's here. So did Ace press a button to make it happen? In which case, did Santa now press a button to make it happen in the future?
There's no excuse. You cannot excuse this game. It has the worst writing.
The best I can think of is there's supposed to be one person in the final chamber in both the sender and receiver rooms, and that after being trapped in that room, the one in Nevada is supposed to send the solution to the one here, and that's how they're supposed to solve the puzzle. Except now it's supposed to be that June solves it, and Junpei's gonna solve it and send it to June.
Where is June? Is she still in this room?
Wait. Do we send it to June, though? Because June's I thought June was a sender, not a receiver. So how are we going to send stuff back to her?
Because she's
both, I guess?
She has the ability to manipulate the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger field.
I guess she has to be both, because otherwise how are we saving her by sending her information?
Because she can read...
But then what was the point of making her a sender in the first place if the plot only seems to require her to be a receiver?
No, she can do both. She can send and receive.
I guess she and I are both supposed to do both?
Yes.
Because I'm apparently a sender and a receiver too. Because I'm receiving from her, but also sending to her to make this happen.
Correct.
To solve this. So the best I can think of is that when they trapped her there, I think that Ace must have manually triggered this to happen for June, and then Snake kidnapped Ace to make it happen for us, so that we could save June by solving it for her. That's the best I can think of to explain what's happening here.
That makes no fucking sense.
It's bizarre because so many people went through the room without this cropping up, and I'm like, what was the point?
But then,
of this thing?
so 4 people, or... Yeah, 4 people just had to die anyways?
I'm confused because, he was about to let all 4 people die, but then a moment later, this comes up, but he didn't put that up there last time, so when was he going to use it if everyone died?
Yeah,
what was his plan at that point?
I cannot. This fucking game. Just figure it out. Let's get this over with. This goddamn game, man.
It looked like a computer.
Did it now?
At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind.
Looks like the shittiest flight
Something about
simulator
the
ever.
machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. I finally reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on this face is a reflection of my own face. I mean, on the screen. Shit. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah. Man, I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Wait, what? How did we lose this much time?
We've lost 2 minutes now. No, we've lost 3 minutes now. Shit.
We lost 3 minutes to nothing?
All right, back to this thing.
Why did it take 3 minutes for this machine to pop up?
Or apparently it took 3 minutes for Akane to be like, huh, machine, then walk over. And that's all that's happened so far.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, we had time for like 5 hours of game to happen when they told us we have an hour to live. If it's only showing up now, then it's got to be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
Listen, I'm a hacker. Get out of the way. Gah! Hey, we're all tense, lady, but that doesn't mean you get to shove people around.
It's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Oh, he's gonna press buttons and stuff's gonna happen on June's screen. But how's the computer morphogenic? Wait, is that what's gonna happen? Huh, well, at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though?
What is this?
Scrabble?
What's up?
Fucking Scrabble? If Scrabble was the fucking goddamn final solution to this game, like it's just words with friends, but over fucking morphogenetic fields.
That's a pretty revolutionary form of asymmetrical multiplayer.
I would be so fucking mad.
Time travel.
Just like Junpei wins. He's got fucking
words with time travel.
Yeah, he
friends.
wrote out the word penate for 27 points.
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
No shit.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. Oh, it's gonna be because we're turning numbers into letters into numbers. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
All right, puzzle. How do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again.
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
Been 2 more minutes? It's been 5 minutes so far. What have we done?
Jesus.
Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. Ba-ding! My heart's pounding like it's about to explode. I stare at the puzzle on the screen. Oh, we are in novel mode again, apparently. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Did we ever find out what the present was? Just skip that?
Yep.
Again? Okay. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window, in the entry code, was a face. A frightened, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do.
That was the expression he had when he was furious and gonna murder everyone, but
Yeah.
now he's doing it when he's happy? I guess?
Well, he's still smiling in this picture.
Yeah. He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you.
What?
Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
Dude, you need to be careful. Like, you can ruin an entire testing subject by tampering with the data.
Now you're just distracting her, basically.
Yeah, now you're just wasting time.
Are you hoping to get results or hoping to watch a girl die?
I think a little of both.
Like he's so like maniacal, like, haha, you're totally gonna die. And I'm like, if she dies, you lose, don't you?
Yeah, that
like,
you don't get any information.
You don't want her to die.
Also,
presumably.
you're gonna literally kill the one thing that proves your theory right.
His eye's gonna pop right the fuck out.
Yeah, this was a terrible drawing of an
Holy
eye.
shit, his eye. His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart, like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
You're a terrible person! I hate you!
I think he knows that, honestly.
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
What?
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
We already escaped the incinerator and you put us back in. It's not an unreasonable conclusion.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
Wait, then why the fuck did the 5 other people get out ahead of us when we put the code on the 9?
I don't know.
The verification system isn't enabled at the moment, so how did the other kids get out of here if the verification system isn't on? Unless you're telling me that you somehow disabled the verification system when you brought June back into the room. What? What the fuck?
I don't was she specifically... Did he know that this game was going to happen again 9 years later and she's going to get transmissions from a person from the future in the 9 years and that's going to be how she escapes?
No.
Because, like, how...
He assumes that there's somebody in building Q that's transmitting this information to her. I don't think they're aware that they fucked up. I think they just think that she's she's a receiver.
Which still doesn't explain why this terminal didn't show up before.
No, it doesn't. It explains why he's being an ass, but it doesn't explain why this machine has just been...
Because if it incinerated the other 4 people, then the whole thing would just end. And then this whole part would never happen.
Yeah.
What the... Okay.
The verification function of the red?
I'm just 9.
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down my left hand. The face of my bracelet showed a 5. Wait, that's 9. You have 9. Why didn't you just leave? Yeah. I ran to the door with the 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
Wait, what?
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
How?
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate.
So it arbitrarily turned off for a while because? Because we're just fucking with the rules every chance we get, so this game never makes sense?
You know, now I'm not surprised why they were never able to figure out how morphogenetic fields work, because they kept tampering the samples every time.
They're really bad scientists, like really awful scientists.
This is like the worst research project ever.
But also, here's an issue. Just minor thing, but if he fucking went through all that trouble to make that weird thing come out of the floor, you couldn't set up a speaker system so you could just talk. Dude's trying to yell through a metal door. Like,
but Keith, there is a speaker system. That's how it's alerting you. There's only 18 minutes left
there is
of
a
the fucking
So
thing.
he's not going to the intercom to talk to her. He's like
just
yelling.
Being a fucking lunatic.
He's like a guy he's like the asshole that's trying to order fast food while the window's up. Yeah. Like he's like yelling, "I want fries! I said fries!" It's like, open your window, asshole. What are you doing? It's like, like he has to have a way to talk to her and he's not using it, like some asshole. Like maybe it's because they just wanted to use this camera angle that they had drawn already.
How do they seriously get funding for any research? These people are fucking awful at their jobs.
Ace's company seems really stupid.
What do they even make? Like,
less children.
Is that their pharmaceutical promise? It's like less children, less sickness.
Children come in, fewer come out.
Cure.
In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Someone that expects the rules to be consistent from room to room in
someone
this goddamn game?
Someone who's fucking 9 years old and didn't ask to be here?
Yeah,
like,
asshole. You're like fucking children.
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys.
You literally can't can't find a speaker system to talk to a girl in a fucking incinerator. You're talking about you're better than other people? Like, you're the worst case scenario. Like, you are the monkey. You're literally less than monkeys. At least monkeys are smart enough to do that.
He's like the president. I mean, he's like the principal of the South Park Elementary, or I mean, the principal of the school from Simpsons, where he's like, am I the one that's wrong? No, the children are wrong.
Yeah, like, there's no reason why you should feel superior. The only thing that makes you better than children is that you're stronger than them. That's it. But like like 7 outsmarted you instantly by just making a fucking bed sheet. You gave him a bed sheet and a vent next to a fucking incinerator room.
He's also just constantly distracting this girl that has a time limit to solve a puzzle for his entire experiment to work. He's like, I'm gonna be megalomaniacal now.
And then he wants this fucking morphogenetic field to exist so he can make other people do what he wants. But he's fucking ruining it himself. The monkeys aren't even ruining it for him. Like, he's the fucking idiot ruining it.
How long did he work on this? Like, how long has he been looking forward to this exact moment, and he's just like, fucking it up?
How is there no other employees on the ship? There's nobody else on this ship that's like, wait, Hongo, could you like get the fuck away from the experiment?
There's no guards or anything. Like, you know, in order, like when the children escape, he had to catch them himself, like by hand.
And there's nobody else that even noticed it was happening. There's no cameras. There's no nothing.
Yeah, he, the CEO of the company, had to manually re-catch children because there's no employees running this shit.
I'm just saying, there's not even another scientist.
All of this happened because for some reason they brought 7 on board for like.
Yeah, did they not brief him that 7 was on board?
Was 7?
Because he seemed genuinely surprised that 7 was there.
Like, the only way that makes sense is that Ace is somehow so freakishly, horribly, like, ridiculously, like, omniscient and psychic that 7 doing this was part of his plan also, and he always knew that June would end up here. And if that's the story, that's a really bad story. That's the most contrived thing on a pile of super contrived things.
I'm confused as to, like, is he taking notes? Is he like writing down the notes to make sure this science experiment goes through? Is there nobody observing this thing but him?
You know what's like step 1 to a scientific observation? Fucking taking notes of everything all the time. You need 1,000,000,000% documentation all the time. It's a really important part of the scientific method. What's this hypothesis? I'm curious.
It's like putting rats in a cage and then putting your face on the cage. It's like, do the experiment. The rats are like, I don't even.
Does he have like a control group or like?
Yeah, is there a control? Is there? Well, yeah, building Q is a control group.
No, they're not. They're part of the experiment.
Yeah, but they're not doing the. They're not in mortal danger.
Yeah, but they're sending the information magically.
Well, yeah, but they're the control.
So they have
group.
to solve the same puzzle still. In fact, they have to solve what I presumably.
How do you wait? How do you make a control group?
I don't know.
Because you can't make a control group that solve puzzles but don't have anyone to relay it to?
Just get some normal children and see if they can beat the escape room themselves, and they're like, well, that didn't work. Well, we found these...
Wouldn't that just be called a test run to make sure you could actually start the real experiment?
Our supposedly psychic children could solve this puzzle, but also so could the normal one, so I guess this was pointless. Guess we should stop kidnapping people. I'm a fair man who kidnaps children and puts them in death games.
If we actually sat here and broke down this entire game, it literally makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense how you would
Let's go forward and see if the game can try to make any sense of this.
It's not.
Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Just Google it.
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it'll be very painful.
The straight up, like, 3-phase villain laugh, where it escalates 3 times.
By the way, I just want to point out that this all happened, alright? Right? So this all happened. His whole Nonary Game thing happened.
Yeah.
9 years later, Ace got nothing out of it.
What is this? Oh,
he got nothing out of this.
We'll see.
Does he regret this moment?
His horrible laugh echoed across the room. And even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it. He's not gonna keep watching?
Wait,
Is he just gonna leave?
who's observing this fucking experiment?
Yeah, who's observing the experiment?
What if fucking Seven just came again and took her out? Would he be like,
Yeah.
I guess she figured it out?
Yeah, what if Seven actually bossed through it the way I said he should? Like, it's a vent he could barely fit in, which means it might be possible to crawl back up it. It's like, you might need more friction, like maybe you need to take off like your shirt and your pants so it's like skin on wall and shit, so it's like not like clothes.
That's kind of terrifying.
But, like,
a giant old
there's
man
probably
that's half
ways-
naked picking up a girl out of an incinerator.
At this point he's like 30 or something, but I'm like, you gotta fucking save a person from dying. There's fucking worse things that can happen. Like, there's probably a way to get up the vent. Fucking Bruce Willis this shit. Take your shoes off. It'll stick more.
10 minutes.
I just refuse to believe that Seven, who was so desperate to save children before, and is a police officer and went through all these lengths, is like... See, like, we get no context of him trying anything else besides just watching through the door and be like, yeah, I won't open. Like, didn't come up with anything over the 18 minutes you had to try to figure out how to save the girl?
Keith, you've been playing this game for, what, 40-something episodes now? I'm gonna tell you something you may have not realized. This whole game has just been about people not doing things that they normally should be doing. It's the whole point.
I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight.
That's just a tumor.
What? Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. What? Did it move? No, it didn't. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was it going to do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts. All I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating, knees weak. Sorry.
Wait,
Arms
is
are
it just a countdown?
And my blood was boiling in my veins. Is what?
Is it just a countdown?
What's a countdown?
The monitor. Are you just counting down? Because it says switch. Can you just switch 5 out with another one that's equals 1? And then just 1, 2, 3,
let's
4,
wait
5,
till we
6,
can
7,
see
8, and you're just counting down to 21 or 22?
Let's just wait till we can see it. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket, wrapped my hand around the thing that I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. Oh, it's a present from Jumpy, not to Jumpy.
Wait, why did they let you take that with you?
I don't know. You think that would interfere with the puzzle in some way?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, nobody else had stuff from them beforehand, I don't think.
Except the clovers.
Yeah.
What? These are the worst
Yeah,
fucking...
they didn't even take stuff off the kids.
What if one of the kids had like a screwdriver? like holy shit!
Or a lighter?
Yeah.
Even easier thing to just have that some kids might just fucking have,
Like-
because some kids are like, oh, I got my dad's
I mean,
later.
Owie and Snake are clearly like older.
Yeah.
They could have just had like they could have had a knife. They could have had a fucking lighter.
A crippling smoking habit.
They could have anything. This is like the worst fucking science facility ever.
How did they not take stuff off the children?
I bet they don't even wash their hands when they do surgery.
What if one of them's allergic to clovers and just fucking dies? Like, I don't know.
What? Can you be allergic to
No,
clovers?
I don't think so.
I'm allergic to luck.
I'm just baffled by how they apparently didn't search any of these people. Because a doll is not a small thing to just have on a child.
And she only has a skirt, so she was keeping it in like
somewhere.
her shirt pocket.
Shirt pocket? Yeah, maybe. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! Jumpy! Jumpy!
Hi, Jumpy here.
Help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane!
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
What?
Seven and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me. And I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here? What are you
Akane!
searching for?
Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Wait, is she... Wait. So, is Akane never been here this entire time?
I don't know.
And if so,
that was my first guess.
Has like everybody been playing along with my delusions?
That was one of my first guesses early on. Was the idea like, was June never here somehow?
But then, how did everyone know my name?
I don't know. Part of me was wondering, is like, does somehow like, is June like maybe not alive, but somehow projects herself here somehow? There's some weird stuff, but she's older. I don't know. Fuck! Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
Spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course.
Damn, girl, those boots!
Holy shit!
Damn,
Whoa!
she's going to some metal kicking concert.
Some heavy boots.
Yeah. Maybe that's where she hid the doll.
Oh wait, where is she putting it?
In her boots.
Yeah, like there's no shirt pocket or any pockets or anything. There's no space to put this doll. She had to hold it by hand.
Down her shirt?
And she apparently cared about it so much that she had to be holding on to it all the time, but then just forgot for a while, I guess. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I'd heard it so clearly. And you recognize his voice even though he's so much older? Because we have a reoccurring plot point where people can't recognize his voice.
Yeah,
before
because
and after
she,
puberty.
remember, she was seeing the future.
He's right there. I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Jumpy!
Okay, stop with the TV thing.
So I think this is I think there's a porting thing. If I were to guess,
both screens show
because this was a 3D game, not a 3DS game. It was a DS game. I think it was just a DS game, not a 3DS game.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. But because it was a 2-screen game, it probably had Junpei and Akane on the 2 screens, and the whole Junpei vision, Akane vision is probably brand new. Well, actually, yeah, the right bumper switching views was always new for this port, so that part was also probably new.
Yep.
So it's probably the dual screen gimmick. That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in the... Did you not say that part?
No.
Crazy, right? Are you in the incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
Quickly as I could go, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
So, another question on the long list of questions that may or may not get answered at some point.
Yeah.
Why is Ace here?
What?
Why is Ace here, and why are his coworkers here, and why is anybody that might try to kill everybody here? If the entire goal is to save Akane, then you just want to have people go through the puzzles successfully so they can reach the end, so they can try to save Akane.
Well, because remember...
if you put other people on there, they'll try to murder everyone.
Well, because Snake said that it's both a tool of revenge and also to save Akane.
That's pointless, though. That's overcomplicated.
Well, Snake was there
You're risking the important part of your plan, which is saving Akane, by trying to get petty revenge when you could just deal with them in any other way, since you apparently could just kidnap people like it's no big deal. But even put them through their own Nonary game that's rigged for them to lose because fuck them. Like, that's a way better idea. And they can kidnap
kidnap 4 people, put them in the Nonary game, be like, oops, my bad, can't go through it all.
Yeah, exactly, because fuck them.
Why don't you just kill them regularly then?
Because
if you could go out of your way to kidnap them, why don't you kidnap all of them?
They want to watch revenge, apparently, and be like, look at them.
Watch them sit in one room for fucking 9 hours?
Yeah, and then they blow up.
They don't, they just sink. Why don't you just do fucking Fallout Vegas style and just put them in a ditch? Just like stand them around fucking graves and then just shoot all their heads and put them into a ditch.
It just seemed like such an incredibly stupid move to enable the many, many, many bad endings to happen where everyone dies instead of saving Akane.
God, I wish I was dead.
And I do.
I do wish I was dead.
I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what it all means.
God.
I know why the Nonary Game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment.
No, you were.
All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment.
You were.
Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it. There's only one possible answer. June is. 0 is. Akane Kirishiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan.
It's morphin' time.
I will save her. I will save Akane Kirishiki.
Take the form of T-Rex.
I must save her no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left. We have now used 12 of the 18 minutes up, yep.
We've literally not had a chance to even look at the puzzle.
What's crazy is that the revelations we've had have like almost no real time passing in them. And it's been so fast that we're 2/3 of the way out of time, and it's a big chunk of time. That's like a full episode of a show, almost.
Jumpy!
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, all right? I promise I'll get you out of there.
People complain about the pacing in Attack on Titan.
I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't
Complain
worry,
about
all
pacing
right?
and a lot
Just
of
give
shit.
me a few
and
minutes,
fuck them.
okay?
This takes the cake.
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered.
Okay.
I was hot in the room.
Okay.
It felt like my heart was on fire.
Okay.
Okay, shut up. That's just pointless. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with the feelings for him.
What? Wait, what?
Don't do that.
Wait, isn't
Don't phrase it like that.
Isn't she literally a child? That's creepy.
Yeah, don't do that right now. It's
What?
All right, time to get to work, Junpei.
What is that?
Is Snake talking to them about something?
Is that a keyboard?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus. I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Maybe you could say all that out loud.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look at this
Maybe
thing.
he is?
Maybe he's... Yeah, we've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. I just need to switch these out? Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Wait. Does Akane have the same puzzle as us?
Yes.
So is she just dumber? Is that the premise? Why can't she solve it?
Wait, what?
That's what hint says. When I pressed hint, numbers appeared in the empty spots of the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling the numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. But the square at the bottom. Why does it stay blank when I press hint?
It doesn't?
The bottom one?
Oh, the
Pressing
very
the
bottom.
button again makes the numbers disappear. Looks like I can turn them on and off. There's some special meaning between the two modes. What could it mean? Oh!
What?
I think each of them has half the puzzle.
What?
Like, you know how on the top row 1, 3, and 5 are all filled in, and 2 and 4 are empty?
Yeah?
I think if we can't switch to Akane right now, but if Akane's, I think Akane's view, I think 2 and 4 are filled in, and 1, 3, 5 are empty. I think that's why they can't solve it separately.
What the fucking... That's such a broken game.
Well, they're supposed to...
What a broken puzzle.
It requires the morphogenic field in order to solve it.
I mean, that's a little bit much, though.
What could it mean? When I flip the hint off, all the empty spots look like the one in the bottom right. Does that mean they're supposed to match? Maybe I need to make all the numbers in the squares the same. But if I switch out the yellow square, the numbers that show up in the hint change too. It looks like the numbers are affected by the adjacent squares. For example, when I switch 3 with 5, the hint number increases by 2. I bet the hint just adds the surrounding numbers. Hint just adds the surrounding numbers? Okay, so 1, 6, 3, 8.
1, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
What? 12 plus 6 is 18, which would be 9. So yeah, I think the blue squares are adding all of the yellow squares together, and then taking the digital root.
Wow, this is way more math.
These four together turn into 18, which turns into 9. You're supposed to solve this in 6 minutes, according to the in-game story? What the... Considering how much time it takes to be like, jumpy, jumpy, jumpy! That's been 3 minutes. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so 5P and S.
Whoa,
Shit.
don't you be 9P and an
Where's
S.
the notepad from earlier? Oh, it's closed. Just stack shit up, apparently, to fall. Oh, look, it's Andrew's cartoon drawings of, I don't know, Bane or something. How much have you been drawing? How much you been drawing lately? Shit, where's the fucking actual notes I took? Why'd you close it? Alright, there's the notes. Let's see, so P should be 25, and S should be 28. Yeah. So 25 plus 28 would then be 53. As I was looking at P and S. That's 53 plus 12 is 65. 6 plus 5 is 11, which turns into 2. What? How does PS 68 turn be a 4? What is going on here?
Isn't it just P and 8?
And the switch button does something? What?
Isn't it just P and 8 make 4?
Let's see. I don't know. Now I'm confused.
What's P?
So I added all 4 of these together and took the digital root, and it was 9. But also 1 and 8 would also be 9.
Yeah.
But then how did what are these numbers based on then? Based
3,
on
8, R. The blue numbers are what equal the... Wait.
Well, you just said that this is just these 2, and that this is just these 2. But then where does these ones come from that don't have a left and right?
So that's 3 and R?
So it'd be up and down? Why? Why would those ones only be up and down, but the other ones aren't?
I don't know. Well, wait. No. 6 and 3 equals 9.
What is...
So
where are we
6
looking
and 3.
now? Where are we looking now?
Okay. In the center between 8 and 1.
Yeah.
6 and 3 make 9. So if they're just down, then it'd be the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's 6 and 3 equal 9, 8 and 1 equal 9.
Isn't that all it is?
But I don't
The middle
know.
number is just what the 2 numbers, the 2 yellow numbers equal.
But 7 plus 3 is 10, not 9. And I don't even know what, like, W is like fucking 32? 32 plus 3?
No, because
somehow
7,
9?
8, 3 make 9.
Where are we talking about now?
The very top.
Yeah?
7, 8, 3 make 9.
7, 8, 3.
That's 18.
That was the original idea I had. You said it, and you were raising
No, it's
other
not.
ideas.
Yeah, but I'm saying that.
So we're back to the original, my original theory, which is that all of the yellows make the blue. Right?
They do, but they don't.
Let's see.
Well, what's P? What does P equal?
W is 32. 32 plus 4 would be...
You mean 3?
37. I mean, no, I'm sorry. 32 plus 4 would be 36, which would be 9.
Where are you getting 4 from?
W.
W equals what?
32.
Plus 4?
4. 1 and 3.
Why would... What?
It's literally
it's
what you just explained as being
Sorry,
the rule, which is the first rule I said, but then you start contradicting it for some reason.
I'm just going based on the numbers that are there, so just W and then 3 and then add 1. And
let's see.
God, they couldn't just end this game in a fun way. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
PNS is 53. 53 plus 5 is 58. 5 plus 8 is 13, which is 4. So at 5 SP 4, that'll make sense too. So we're probably supposed to make them all 9s, right? That's probably the goal here. The best I can find. How the fuck are June and Junpei solving this in 6 minutes?
None of your fucking business, Keith!
Fuck?
Morphogenetic fields!
I can at least try to buy it if you're like, we have 18 minutes or we're gonna die. Oh my god, I'm in sync with June. But like, they're like, no, we used 2/3 of the time to do nothing in the story.
That just does it to add pressure. That's all the fucking time thing is there. The time doesn't exist.
Too much pressure. The story broke now because it doesn't make sense.
The story broke ages ago!
Let's see, P 25. So P is 25. So currently it's +5 and +3. So 25 plus 8 is 34, 33, which is 6. So I need to increase that by... We need to increase this 3 numbers by 3 somewhere.
So you understand the basic concept of what we're supposed to be doing to make this work?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
What's 3 above P? Is it S? Do we have an S? We do have an S.
So you need to change S at the very top to be something else? So it could be 9? Or are you going to change the 5 and the 7? So I figure you should work from the top down?
Curious.
Because otherwise, or I guess work from the 1?
I'm thinking about whether or not I can change this R, because it's adjacent to both the 2s. So if we can change R by an exact number that makes that both of these 9,
7,
that fixes itself.
No,
So
wait,
R
it needs to be
is
8.
27.
Yeah, so R is 27.
So it needs to increase by 7 or decrease by 3.
Could you do
1, 2, 3.
Wait.
We have an O.
Yeah,
I think O will cause this.
Fuck.
What's one higher than O?
P.
P. We have a P.
You just changed
fine.
out a P for an S.
There we go.
Okay, so what
So
about
there's the
and the
P.
W's fine.
So we just need to change this S for something that's 2 higher, which is U. We don't have a U. To about
What about D? Wait, what's U? What is U? U is 30.
Yeah,
so
U
D
is 2 higher, but we
13.
don't have a U. So instead, 1, 2,
We have an
3,
A.
4,
Can you put the
5,
A there?
6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have an L? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have a C? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have a 3? We have a 3.
Yes, we have a 3.
Let's try a 3. I just went by 9s so that it wouldn't be
nines.
from the number we're... Because we wanted that one letter, but we didn't have it, so I just
Yeah.
went from 9s from there. There we go.
So...
Was that the solution? Or...
No?
The hint displays the adjacent yellow squares will add up to. So most of the answers should be 2 digits. But each square only has a single digit. They must be calculated in a different way.
Oh my god, did you not
digital
actually
roots?
finish explaining the rest of the fucking puzzle so
I
it
think
won't give the answer
wait.
correctly?
So I think I have to toggle the hint over and over again until he
Yes.
finishes figuring out what the puzzle was.
Which we already figured out. I fucking hate this game.
If there's
It's just-
digital roots, then they'll always end up with with 1 digit. All right, double toggle. Add the numbers. But there are letters here too. Wait, haven't I used letters as numbers? Fucking man, come on, Junpei. Maybe I need to replace the letters with numbers.
Hey,
I think I
Keith.
got the gist of the puzzle up top.
Keith!
I think I need to make all the digital roots the same. I fucking solved it already, man.
Have you?
But what number? Switching out the yellow squares affects the fucking... Wait, but one square doesn't get a hint number. The 9th spot at the bottom, only this one stays blank. Maybe a fixed number goes inside. So the 9th square has a different rule? If only I knew what numbers go there. What? So we're talking about this guy, right? This has to be something else or something?
Keep switching those hints!
Do I literally like switch the hints with each other?
No.
The hell? I'm changing so much that it's just getting messy. Maybe I should reset. It'll set everything back to its original state. Oh, wait a second. When everything is in its original spot, something lines up at the bottom squares. Something lines up in the bottom squares.
What?
Looks kind of like it should be a word.
Oh my god, we're literally playing Scrabble. Oh, fucking god.
I'm getting too confused. I should reset. A clean start should clear my head. Maybe I can figure out the answer easier that way. I need to find the password.
Oh my god.
Too confused. I should reset.
The fucking word at the bottom needs to say password.
Is it really?
Yes.
I should start to clear my head. Maybe I can figure out the answer easier that way.
It needs to say password at the bottom.
I need to find the password.
Look, it's just enough words to put password.
P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. S-W-O-R. Really? Really?
This company bought a boat to study children to do morphogenetic fields and put the goddamn password of the fucking puzzle password. But they all have to equal 9 still.
Password.
They still have to all equal 9.
Yeah, but that's what we're going for ultimately. Which means that I just need to replace the letters with things that match up with that, basically.
No, you need to replace these numbers on this board with other numbers to make them all match up to 9.
Yeah, or just the same number, maybe? It might not even have to be 9 necessarily. Can I switch things with each other?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's annoying. You can only switch it with the stuff in your hand. So then even after I solve it, I have to re-put together the word password again?
Yes.
I could get obnoxious really fast.
Yeah, don't say.
How are you solving this in 6 minutes?
I mean,
what the fuck?
I think we've came to this conclusion pretty quickly.
Not in 6 minutes.
Yeah, not in 6 minutes.
No.
In 18 minutes we solved it, but not in 6 minutes.
Okay, so the bottom corner needs to increase by 6. Okay.
6?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but okay, wait.
So 7 has to go there.
So wait, hold on. But we still need to. So we still need to get everything to 9, but the only way to get it to 9 is by moving the letters to those locations. But. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Going in a circle? Oh shit, it solved itself. No!
I'm done!
The first thing I tried...
there's another password? God damn!
The first thing I tried solved it. Wait, is the password?
God damn!
Wait, what's the password?
Akane.
Do you think it's Akane?
No, it's password.
Really? No, okay.
Wait, what? Wait,
what is
password isn't password? What the fuck's a password then? 999.
Akane? Are we supposed to know what the password is? Password? I'm inputting a password right now, then. Are there any hints? What the hell am I supposed to put here? I think that something's gonna happen if I fail enough. Oh, shit. Maybe the hint is one... It wasn't that one. Fuck. Do I have a menu? Nope. I'm trying to be more careful this time. Shit. The answer ended up being password. After it was an extra space. The 9th square. Maybe that's the password.
Just 9?
9?
The number 9? I can't!
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Ooh!
Okay.
Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did!
Run over to the thing right now!
Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
What was the fucking joystick for?
I don't know.
Is that how you're literally...
Maybe that's how it's selecting
Is that your
stuff?
mouse?
Maybe.
Jumpy! It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body.
They were hot, sexy tears.
No. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared, and I collapsed on the floor. For a while I just lay there, laughing and crying, and I enjoyed being alive.
Glad someone does.
Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. Whew. I can't quite believe I did that. But I am so glad. So glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. Oh wait, you're gonna be on fire. No, I don't have time to think about that kind of shit. I ain't got time for feelings. I dealt Akane.
Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
What? It's not a phone.
Wait, you guys can hang up? How does this work?
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I wiped the tears away from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over the corner of the floor. There were 2 bracelets Hongo left behind.
Now.
Well, Seven and Lois didn't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay.
Shut it.
Right, okay. So maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. I mean, they're not really pissed. I don't know if you're picking up on that, Junpei. They're literally asking if you're okay. That's not what pissed means. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright. Nothing holding me back now. Here goes. It explodes. You're dead. Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2 + 4 + 5 + 7.
You can get out of the room now, you idiots.
Yeah, go. Go be not dead, please. It's literally all of your numbers. Snake, Clover, and me, and 7 and Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. The number on the door isn't 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit. Of course. We just have to put the right numbers into the red and...
Incineration will begin in 30 seconds.
That's
You're
like
running
30
out of time.
seconds isn't even enough time to run over to the terminal.
You are running out of time now.
Run, guys!
Like
Get
the
to
door takes more than
Run!
30 seconds to open.
Probably not. You just touch it real quick. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. We don't have much time.
I mean the actual door. Like it has to slide open.
just fucking hop in real quick. It does stay open for 9 seconds, which is a bad thing for an incinerator.
Yeah.
Man, I sure hope that they trust me on this one or we are all fucked.
Well, good thing you didn't do the 3-door ending.
Alright. No time to explain, just go.
Quick! Verify your numbers on the red!
Verify?
Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really
Shut the
think this is a
fuck
good
up
time
and
to
do
ask
it!
questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry!
Incineration will begin
It's really unfortunate for
What,
him that
10
it took him...
seconds?
It's really unfortunate it took him over a minute to realize that this
Yeah.
would happen. It's like 90 seconds. Enter, 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 enter for 60 seconds straight. Oh, right.
No, he did it for like
10
30
seconds.
seconds straight.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1,
Fuck.
0.
Second gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
You are fucking lucky or you would have been dead. Because that...
Well, I mean, it still takes a second to heat up.
It's like flamethrowers. I'm pretty sure those are all flamethrowers.
There's no way. You can't have that much gas. That would, like, That'd be your entire ship's worth of gas.
Listen, this is an anime incinerator. You will understand its power.
Oh, is it better than German fucking ones?
The door stays open for 9 seconds normally. They would have been fucked. Oh, thank fucking Christ.
What? It wasn't even Christ, it was you.
No, time to be happy, time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go!
I don't think
It takes like that long to
I
explain
don't think
that.
the incinerator's gonna go back on.
Oh, but also just everybody knows already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. You waited? Just in time.
The dead.
And there goes the door. No, can't calm down yet. You're not alone. You're not done. We still gotta find the dead.
Right next to the door.
There it is.
It's like literally right next to the door.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it's in one of the screenshots from the past.
Uh-oh.
It's like literally.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
Uh-oh, is Seven a bad guy?
Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. He does laugh a lot while not having a laughing expression.
Yeah.
He laughs often enough they probably should have made him a laughing expression, actually.
See?
Looks like Clover and Lotus are finally are totally out of energy.
The dead's right there.
Yeah, I see it. Snake is shaking his head warily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing.
Wait, so does Seven remember saving her?
The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
The dead? Like...
Oh, right, his arm... Wow, yeah, her arm has a skull on it right now. Uh-oh.
Akane!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again, then exploded in his arms. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped up my arms around him as far as we could go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there with my arms forever, but I couldn't. The moment I'd passed the door, my bracelets began the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. Why? What if you still need them? That was it.
No, she took them.
Took a deep breath and looked around again. I thought she said she left them on the panel.
Yeah, she left them on that panel.
Yeah, you should
On the
definitely
dead.
should not leave them. You should definitely hold on to them in case that you need them for some reason. You don't know where the exit is till you see it. The huge detective who we'd call 7 in 9 years, and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me.
No, he wasn't.
They seemed to be utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Aoi was right. It was time to get moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. Frankly, I feel like 7 could take them. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't fought yet. They've never been together in a room yet. They're always, like, separated. Like, honestly, if he shows up, I feel like they can take him. Let's see the gun. We took off running, up the spiraling stairs to freedom.
But Akane had to run back and get the doll again. She had once
We're
again forgotten
looping,
it.
oh no! Time for more running. But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Has that been talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital root 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Don't be a fucking smart
What a
asshole.
prick.
It's like,
I thought you would have figured out already this new thing that broke the rules and made no sense based on any of the preconceptions of how this entire thing works.
God.
Why can't you just intuit the parts where the game cheats?
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
And how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
oh my god, that was
You're
a
right.
key.
In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
What the fuck?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Q.
26!
That was a Q?
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't a 9, it was a Q.
But it said, even the thing said you get your freedom through the door that carries a 9.
No, everybody read it as
Had a
it.
Q.
Everybody read it as that.
But it was Braille. I don't think Q and 9 are the same Braille digit.
No, that was it. No, the door 9 thing was a piece of paper that everyone had.
Was it? Or was that
Yeah.
the Braille part?
No,
That was so long
everyone
ago.
had the
That
piece
was
of
so
paper.
long ago,
Yeah, everyone
honestly.
had it. Everyone in their pockets had a piece of paper that told them how to get out. But it was Snake was the only one that had the rules for the game.
They just had to like slip in one last fuck you
Yeah,
and like how little this game makes sense.
yeah.
By which I'm not talking about the video game itself, but actually the game, the Nonary game, like just how little sense it makes. That like every chance they get,
It doesn't.
These numbers don't mean these numbers.
It doesn't
This
make
is
sense
secretly
because
a letter.
Because on the piece of paper that they have, it looks like a 9. And even if they argue that it's a Q, it's standing up high. It's not even a
doesn't-
Q that goes down below. It's
It
a Q
doesn't
that's
matter if
standing
it's
up
a
like a
Q
9.
because literally every door of the entire game is a digital route.
Yeah, but once
But then suddenly not.
Keith, you already got past door number 9. No one said there's 2 door number 9s. There's only 1 door number 9.
But there was 2 door number 9s anyway.
Well, what I'm saying is there's not a number 9 door, and there's not another one behind that number 9 door.
What is happening?
It's if the game stopped being
Just out of nowhere, a door is not a digital route.
It is a digital route. It's still a digital route.
It's not a digital route because it literally just adds up to 26.
Well, it's just the addition. Whatever.
Like, no, it's like, no, I mean, like, it's literally not, there's no digital route involved in it. There's no looping part. We literally kept going past 9 all the way up to Q in just base whatever, based on like the shit we wrote down, where you just assume every single letter has a numeric value. We just went down the alphabet till it was a Q, and we just threw all the rules away. Nothing matters. Fuck it.
You already went through door 9. You
Who
can just
needs
do whatever.
story structure? We can just make shit up as we go along.
Well, I'm just saying they already went through door number 9. They don't have to follow any rules. That they don't have to tell you anything after that.
The people who have no issue with the writing in this game will love Netflix's Death Note.
And what does that mean?
Wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q!
It's also not the
A fucking lowercase Q!
No, it's not. A lowercase q is lower than that.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
It's just a backwards P.
I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
Or base any number higher than 27, frankly. Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear, any moment now, I'm gonna tear a muscle.
Haven't you been walking this whole game? For
I
like
feel
9
like
hours?
every single cell of my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe it's just a short rest? No. But also, like, they need to hold hands. There's a handrail, and I think he understands the stairs. I don't know.
think Snake is just, like, exhausted.
Maybe. But, like, Clover...
Also, poor, like,
feels like Clover's just gonna fall over.
God, poor Clover's running in heels.
Oh, God. While she's helping somebody upstairs while in heels?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
While in heel boots?
No, can't stop. Don't have time.
Are those, like, yeah, those are...
Come on, legs. There can't be any more of these steps left. Let's run.
That's
like
where
a
you're
bullet down a
mistaken.
rifled barrel.
This is actually the end of Super Mario 64, where it's just the unlimited staircase until you get enough stars.
Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally.
I mean, you could take your time. Obviously, the water hasn't caught up to you.
Whew. Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
I'm glad we
Sure.
all have to say something.
You look like a big, heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now.
Junpei says the door doesn't open by command.
I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Awie's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. Not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped.
Huge!
We're finally able to escape from the gigantic...
Wait, it literally sunk?
Yeah, apparently.
So he salvaged the ship?
I guess?
How?
On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves.
Wait, did
Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone.
Ace just, like, sink with the ship?
I'm not clear how he got off.
Submarine?
Maybe.
What the fuck is...
Aoi whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This is only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Yes, finally, air! Yeah. Damn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh, I gotta admit, this doesn't quite look quite like... Wait.
No
way. You gotta be shitting me.
What?
It can't be.
They're not at the ocean at all.
No,
This
I
is-
told you, it's fucking James Cameron. Just doing another goddamn Titanic movie. Oh, you're in Nevada. Oh, that makes way more sense.
That does make more sense.
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
Wait, no it doesn't. No it doesn't. All these people live in Japan. How the fuck did they get to Nevada? Don't you
Magic.
need passports for that?
Magic.
What?
Don't you need passports for that?
Like what?
I'm just more thinking about how long were they sedated to get them here.
The mock
approximately
experiment
13 hours.
building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in building Q.
Come on, Clover, you didn't recognize that?
It's like Revelations. Remember Revelations, Andrew? We're on the wrong boat. Sure enough, it's a desert out there with mountains all around it.
That's not what Nevada looks like.
Hello there, son.
Why is there a giant cliff? Where is
giant-
that giant cliff in Nevada?
What giant cliff?
Right there at the end.
The bottom right?
Yeah. That's not a mountain, that's a cliff.
That might not be a cliff.
That's a cliff!
It's hard to make out what that looks like. Everything up there looks like Nevada.
Yeah, but this cliff doesn't. Is that like the
Yeah.
end of America?
I don't know. I can't
It
quite
just
make
ends
out.
in Nevada?
The angle's like not quite right to tell if that's a cliff or not. Oh there, son. Boy, am I ever so glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Sunrise? The sun is very up. Did I just hear something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip like an ATM card. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with.
Called it.
So, they weren't sinking, and they weren't going to blow up.
Nope.
So there was no risk except for the part where we get murdered in, like, several of the storylines.
Yep, which also
Figures.
makes less sense why there was a submarine in one of the endings.
Oh my god, that raises questions. Why bother putting the submarine? That's, like, so much work. Weird.
Akane.
Jumpy.
Guess I must be pretty crazy about that girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind.
I mean, dude, she just went to the casino for a bit. She'll be back.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait!
Hey, you better have some, like, post-credit
Is
bullshit.
is there a post-credit scene?
There better be a fucking post-credit. What about the mummy?
Oh, yeah.
What about
We
the
kept
mummy?
waiting for the mummy to do something. Okay, so that game, for a long-winded game that never fucking takes a break and always over-explains everything, like, what, that's how it ends? Just, I'm hearing a voice in the wind. Credits. He doesn't turn around to see if she's there, or, like, even, like, no closure with Lotus, or anybody else. Like, Seven doesn't get to, like, celebrate his victory, that his timelines be rewritten and he managed to save everybody. Twice. Like, we don't find out what happened with Santa and Ace?
I'm sure there's a post-credits.
No dialogue from... No dialogue from Snake? Or
Unless there's
something?
another ending.
Oh my god. Don't do this to me, Andrew.
There might be another ending.
This can't be the ending. There has to be more.
Wait, what is that picture?
All I know is just...
That picture, we've never seen that picture before.
These credits are glitching out. Is it spoiling the post-credits?
There was
in
a
the credits?
picture of Junpei, like, beating the fuck up as a kid, and next to him was Akane.
Wait, are the credits spoiling the post-credits?
Yes, I think so. In a weird twist, Keith, apparently the game is not well made.
Casey Boyd.
I'm sorry.
Alright, here we go. Moment of truth.
Are you
Yeah, it spoiled the
okay?
post-credits. That's fine, though. I don't really need a post-credits.
Oh my god, the credits were actually spoiling a scene from the post-credits. That's amazing.
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Let's see.
How many forms of child abuse just happened? Because what the fuck? He is ruined.
It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
No, he literally looks...
He looks like Claire's hand when she stuck it in the garbage disposal in Heroes. That's what his face looks like right now.
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned and...
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, you can't grin very much right now, dude.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
knives
but
were
I
invented
couldn't just
for.
stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing is a pretty smooth ride. Why did the credits play? Like, whoa, that was such a meaningless time for the credits.
Those
to
credits
play.
were too short, anyways. It's not the full credits.
It could be the full credits.
God, I hope not.
Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building. Keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was the plan. Almost like it was a present, you know? Anyway, we jump in, and jumpy, and here we are, screaming across the desert. No idea what direction we're going in. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. Still can't believe I let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun!
Can you legally drive?
Seriously, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened with Ace and Santa and June?
They went down with the ship.
What? There's no ship to go down.
They went down with
We
Nevada.
just left. Like, what?
Nope, Nevada's gone.
What if they need a ride?
Nevada
Like,
is
we
gone.
Did we just leave them to die if they need a ride?
Morphogenetic fields erase
What
Nevada
the fuck?
from
We're
America.
just leaving. We didn't even wait. They didn't dedicate dialogue. Like, what do we do? If, like, they come. They need to ride in the back. Like,
This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around, and there's no speed limit.
There is. It's called Be Careful. You're in a fucking desert, and you can hit like a pothole of sand.
I'm
and-
just imagining that we successfully saved June after all this time, and then we abandoned her to die in the desert because there's no other transportation out of that building.
I don't know. I think she's not even there.
Watch those bumps, all right?
He wasn't even taken
Which
with us.
raises a whole other set of questions of like, how was June not there the whole time? Because everyone was acknowledging her, weren't they?
Yes.
Like, surely other people acknowledged June. Yeah.
This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right? Suck it up.
You suck it up. You're the big
Why
one.
don't you drive, Seven?
I'm sorry. Are we doing phrasing? I can't help that I'm that big, alright? Suck it up.
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
What?
He doesn't have an international license.
You do?
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up.
Wait, only the child has an international driver's license?
Well, I don't think she's a child, but also I don't know if she has one. I think it might just be that Seven's refusing to break the law, so he won't drive, and that's it. Even though he's kind of an accomplice, I don't know.
And Clover, there's no need to slow down.
There might be need to slow down if you fuck this up. Nevada's very empty.
Yeah.
Nevada's like the most empty state. No, it's not. Like Wyoming or something is the most empty state, or like this, or Alaska or something. But Nevada has 2 cities that are like 80% of its population, and they're very far apart from each other. There's lots of empty stuff in the middle that's mostly used for like waste disposal
And bomb testing.
Yeah.
You might
Oh.
just run right into a fucking goddamn bomb field.
Moral of the story is Nevada sucks, and I know because I've been there a lot.
I've been
car
there exactly
Santa and June are in
once.
should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out.
What?
There's no
They already
doubt
went
about
ahead
it.
of us? What fucking dickholes?
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Why would they leave first?
How would June even leave? Where was she at all?
Oh shit, god damn, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Maybe I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. Oh, sorry, man, I didn't think. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes in the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Holy shit!
What?
That's some Yu-Gi-Oh shit right there.
Like,
Those fucking shadow games.
who
like
does that?
every
Drenching
attack.
a kitten in gasoline?
I've literally never seen that behavior in any form of fiction, basically, besides literally just like all the villains of Yu-Gi-Oh, the manga. At the
Well,
beginning.
okay, let's be real though. Drenching a kitten in gasoline is fine. Just don't light it on fire.
Pretty sure that's the point.
No, you just light in gasoline and make it smell like shit for a whole day.
The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them furious.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Then he jumped on them. Oh god. By the way, like step one, like lazy story to tell about your protagonist being a hero is getting beaten up to save a kitten. Like, I think I've heard the story before several times.
Shut up. You can't complain about this game right now.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. The game's
He quickly
over.
scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. It's not over. It'll never be over, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back up to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground, with a face covered in big, swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where the tooth had fallen out.
Yeah, I guess I coulda.
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Oh,
And
cool.
you-
So you're just a violent person.
Yeah.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but I
say
think they were
kitten.
the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
So if that's the case, then they probably, if they were the ones that did that, then they probably were going to kill the kitty.
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits.
Whoa. Straight up murder threats now.
Also,
These
like,
kids-
that's a fucking... do you remember what they look like, Junpei? Because you could tell the police, and that's literally a crime.
They're literally threatening to murder people.
And also animals that are not their
couldn't forgive
property.
them for that.
They're gonna murder
So
public
I-
school property.
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gitaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut.
What? Wait, what?
His eyes just look empty, no emotion. Was he in the trunk?
Was he in the... What? What do you mean? What?
That never came up?
My God!
If Ace is in the trunk, then where's Santa in June? Why can't we just tell stories in chronological order? Why are we... Just tell it in order, it's fine.
999!
It
Just...
looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares about what happens to him
Hey,
anymore.
were you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's just get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You gotta at least look at me when you talk to me. When you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces.
What? The motivation of the villain of this entire game is that he wants to cure his face blindness by torturing and murdering children.
For how long? What? I'm gonna assume you've had this disease for 10, 15 years max? You're still the CEO of a fucking pharmaceutical company. What's the harm?
I forget, did he generate it or did he always have it?
I think he generated it.
I don't remember the backstory.
I think his old age kicked in and gave it to him.
Yeah, I don't remember the explanation of whether it was temporary, whether it was sudden or not.
Either
By
case.
Peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes, if you want to put it simply. But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well.
Nope, please just end the game.
You see, the human collective consciousness...
I think that's enough from you, pal. You asked the question! You asked him the question! Hey, old man, answer me, damn it! Ugh, this answer's boring. That's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on.
All right. So what's your second question? You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
How are they gonna turn him in? Without being accused of, like, abducting somebody or something? Like, what evidence are they gonna use to turn him in, exactly? Did they bring anything with them? Did they find anything they can use? Or are they just currently, like, 5 people driving with a kidnapped person?
They're just driving with a kidnapped person.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Well, they're in Nevada, so it's not like anyone's gonna catch them for a while.
State of weights disposal. Well, somebody's a little nosy. Really? What were you just doing a second
Nosy.
ago? Being nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Well, you see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up.
I guess he didn't notice you because he couldn't tell who you were.
Been hunting him for all these years.
During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
That does explain one thing, by the way. The face blindness, and the fact that it's elicited by Senta on purpose, that explains... So they tried... the amnesia shit's really contrived, obviously. But as far as the face blindness goes, that explains why they changed his clothes. So he wouldn't look like... He wouldn't look like Seven looked like when he last saw Ace.
Yeah, I guess.
Which, I mean, still, like, weird assumption that he might still wear the same clothes 9 years later. But that's why that explains why he's wearing the most random shit, at least.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae.
I was gonna say, I saw that root, I'm like, that's a mandrake, isn't it?
God damn it.
I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create soapary. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Dude, this is gonna go on forever.
What?
The fact that the game is saying that on its own is so funny at this point. You're driving through the desert, man. What the fuck are you in a hurry for now of all times? It's the first time old game you're not in a hurry. Cave's going back on, Hongo. I don't want to hear your fucking explanations of what the story of the game is. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. Why? For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Take a nap, dude.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is, for you, doll. His name is Junpei.
Junpei pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm.
Chumpy, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
We're still doing these jokes.
Wait, what? That's... Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Morphogenic fields! Oh my god!
Who do you voodoo, bitch?
Who do you voodoo?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
Well, you know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay.
Wow. What are the odds that the doll would share the number with the nickname? Whoa.
So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe.
Blatantly racist.
So I give this. It me. So we always together.
I think people in, like, tribes actually can speak their own language fine. They only sound like that because they're trying to speak your language.
Yeah, your shitty ass language
They can
doesn't
speak
work.
their language just fine.
I before E, except after C,
Except after June.
not makes sense. Why don't we just say
Jumpy.
honga?
If
Honga,
something
honga.
bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
I think the fucking writer's literally having a stroke after writing this entire thing, and they're just trying to cover it up. Like he's just like at the end of his writing, he's just like, if something bad, hold, pray, go, take here.
Me, Caesar. You, Franco.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face, but in a really weird shape because my face is fucked up right now. Oh, wait, now I forgot I'm Akane. I fell into June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Jumpy. I'll never forget you. I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be dot 5 times.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in the warm light of evening, just the two of us leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. That's one way to skip at making your story make sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. What?
What?
He couldn't have seen her body anyway.
That's racist.
But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. This doesn't make sense. In this new timeline, Snake remembers the fact that Akane escaped safely because there was like a vocal component. They all like acknowledged that she was there. And in the other ending, she gets stuck and she dies in the incinerator, and nobody else saves her. Like, it doesn't matter. The body isn't the important part. The branching part is that she literally comes out and is like, "Yay, you saved me! I'm alive now!" And yay! And, or she doesn't, and everyone's like, "Oh no, crying time." Being able to see or not has nothing to do with whether or not you remember one or the other. That literally doesn't make sense. So no, it does not make sense that Snake's blindness means she doesn't have the same memories. That doesn't work at all. I mean, there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. Well, Seven said his head hurt, so it probably means that the memories got rewritten anyway. There's one other logical explanation. What was
what?
Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No way. What, was Seven along the ride for all this too? He knew it was going to happen too? He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there! There's somebody next to the road.
What?
What?
A hitchhiker out here?
Is it June?
Wait, is this animated?
What the fuck?
It's the mummy!
What the fuck? Why is she naked?
She's not. She's wearing a robe.
What? Was she?
Yeah.
I thought she was literally naked.
No, because they made the robe the same color as her skin.
Yeah, and it was like, it still had butt in it, right?
Yeah. Well,
so
they always have butt in it.
But it had like butt and then full leg, like the point where her leg was drawn through the robe.
No, it's like a
the burning.
dress.
Like I mean, I can't look at it again now. I guess the burning gaze of Nevada's sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on the shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Alice? Why? How? What? What? At this point in the story, why does it even matter if Alice is real or not? Like, she doesn't matter anymore. She has, like, nothing to do with the story at this point. I thought the only reason that I ever thought she would matter is if it turned out she was the murderer in those murdering endings.
Yeah.
Which clearly she wasn't. So what's...
Maybe she was. She's still in Nevada.
But how'd she get out? Or how is she getting around? Was she a player in the games? Is that just how it... Does it really end that way?
Well, we weren't on the Gigantic, so of course What's-Her-Face isn't there.
Does it really end that way?
No. Wait, save it? Yep, it ends that way.
There's 6 endings.
Yep.
What the fuck? What?
We did it. 100%.
What the what? What the fuck?
It's fine, Keith. It's everything people wanted. Perfect. 100%.
They had like an epilogue dedicated to answering questions where they mostly just didn't answer questions. And then suddenly suddenly Egyptian princess Alice.
Was she a princess?
Something like that. Queen.
I thought she was a queen.
What's...
Which is basically a pharaoh.
Sure. Now that we've kind of seen her a little bit in that 2 seconds, because it went on without me hitting A, so I didn't get to stare at it long enough to see more details. Is she in the launcher?
Yeah.
Is Alice a playable character in the next game?
Yep.
I mean, not a playable character, but like, is she in the next game?
She's in the second one.
Because like the launcher
shows her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game shows the full cat. When you buy this game on PC, there's a launcher, and the launcher shows the cast of both games. One on the left, 99's on the left, and Zero Escapes on the right. I think Alice was just on that one. I think I recognized her before.
Yeah.
What a weird detail.
I said that when we opened the game, and I was like, "Hey, look, it's the mummy," and you were like, "Oh."
Yeah,
oh.
Well, we've been through a lot.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
This game, yeah, they have weird issues with spoiling stuff.
It's weird. This fucking game has issues with everything about what it means to be a game.
The credits spoil the post-credits scene. The intro cut scene shows the dead guy and talks about Alice and Ice 9 and several other elements of the story.
It also spoils things about the story if you didn't know.
And then the launcher even shows that the character you see in this game is going to be main character in the next game. And it's like, why are you doing that? Stop doing that.
Well, for one, because this is supposed to be a port, so you shouldn't be seeing that launcher unless you've already played these games.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it does.
That makes zero sense. The whole point of ports is to be a new audience. That's the whole reason you port games. Well, we did it. We beat 999. We did a completionist run of 999.
Fuck.
It'll take a little time to recoup, I think. But
was it worth it?
But
No.
I think
was it a good game? No. Was it well written? No. What was worth it? We got to mock a game for like 40-something episodes. That's about it. If you have an argument that this game is good in any capacity, you can shove it up your ass. This fucking game was terrible all the way through.
I'm not as vehement as Andrew is on that topic, but I definitely feel like this game squandered a lot of its potential really hard along the way. Boy.
People keep saying 2 is better, but I swear to God, if 2 starts off with a Nonary game, I'm done.
We know it's a Nonary game. The launcher is called the Nonary Games.
No, it's called Zero Escape.
No, the launcher's called Zero Escape, the Nonary Games. This collection's called the Nonary Games.
Damn it!
So the next game's definitely a Nonary game.
How do you not just stop that?
Hopefully it has some sort of more grounded idea of what its story should be, because...
More time travel, less answering questions.
Like, the puzzle sections were passable, and that you do this stuff and do things, and like...
Those were okay, and like half the time.
The main complaint was that there wasn't enough puzzle usually, because it was like you'd solve like 2 things and the room would end usually. And then the other complaint
go
was
up?
that there would be too much excessive dialogue during the puzzle segments, especially with just like, I want to interact with this panel that lets me type in numbers. Well, let's go over whether I know what numbers are, and what buttons are, and how to enter numbers, and how to put them in the correct order, and about how to read left to right. And like, shut up, I know. I knew last time, and you're re-explaining it for some reason. Like, the story, though, boy oh boy. Like, at first it was just the writing that had issues. And that's not just us, by the way, because when I uploaded the first episodes, we weren't complaining about the writing yet. It took us a while to start complaining about the writing, but the comments were immediately complaining about the writing, irrespective of us leading them on to do that.
Really?
Yeah. From episode 1, people were complaining about the writing of this game. So we're definitely not alone on that. But I think the story itself starts to fall apart at some point.
I'll tell you where it go up. Go up.
It totally lacks structure.
Right. Nope. Go down.
What are you looking for?
Right there.
Like here?
No. Up.
Like the final branch?
Up. No, down. Right there.
Can you just tell me what you're
the very
talking
top?
About? Oh, the second we get back down
Yes.
4-5. So the second snake's gone.
Yes. Everything goes to shit immediately from there.
It does get really messy and weird. It's just I wasn't.
That's where it goes bad, and you know how to fix that.
As somebody who was able to solve a lot of the solutions and twists along the way and figure out where the story was going, I didn't find a lot of the answers that satisfying.
No, nothing was satisfying about this game.
Like
that's the problem. I didn't get any satisfaction from the twist or from the reveals. I felt more frustrated half the time.
And it's written like a mystery game, but it doesn't really have a mystery to solve with clues for the most part.
I mean, my mystery was where the fuck that mummy was.
That was fucking
And then we
weird.
figured it out that we weren't actually on the boat, so of course the mummy wouldn't be on that boat.
Things got really.
But then Ace said that the mummy wasn't on the boat.
But then the mummy's in Nevada.
Yeah, but then Ace was like, "Oh no, the mummy wasn't on the boat. It was just a."
Did the mummy know that 9 years later it was going to be time for us to do the Nonary Games in Nevada? So she like commuted, so she could be waiting on a random desert road.
I think she just woke up because Nevada's hotter than 98 Fahrenheit.
Because if she was on the Gigantic, then there's no reason for her to be in Nevada.
Yeah, she just swam there.
You can't swim to Nevada.
You can swim to Nevada.
It's not on the ocean.
I mean, it's ice.
What?
Yeah.
Now you're just saying words. Like for me, like.
Well, no, she was carried there by the. She was put in the facility. That's why Alice's coffin was in there. They made a duplicate and they switched out the one on the boat with the one in the facility.
I wonder if the story would have been more satisfying if it took like a completely different course where like Snake was 0 or something. Because
also the fact that we called that June was 0 was amazing.
Yeah. Well, we called a lot of people zeros as it went
No,
on,
we were like once we got to a point we were like, no, the main twist is gonna be that June turns out to be 0 because it's our love interest.
Well, I mean, I think literally in the first episode we're like, oh, female love interest is gonna be 0.
Yeah.
Like, because that's...
And they couldn't help themselves. It just had to be her.
Well, we also know from Danganronpa that this writer likes to do twists on...
It's a different writer.
Love interest people. Is it a different writer?
It's a different writer. It's the same company, different writer.
They didn't pull the same thing, but in that game they also they're like, ooh, love interest character twist about what happens with her. Well, surprise.
The company just prefers to publish stuff that's that badly written. That's their like motto as a company. If it sucks, it comes from us.
So like when I say they squander their potential, it's like they had a whole mystery all surrounding Snake.
Yeah,
for so long that like if Snake was the villain or Snake being captured was more interesting, then it could have had a decent story.
I still don't know why he was in robes.
That never
like
came
why
up
those
again.
robes in particular?
Those are just some clothes that are sitting around.
Yeah, like why did you have robes like that hanging around? They look like cult clothes.
Apparently, they had several copies of Snake's costume.
Yeah,
because Captain was wearing it.
Did you dress Snake? And why did Snake not say anything about how he was dressed? Like he didn't mention.
He never
like,
seemed to care about.
Wow, that's
that.
weird. I wonder why I'm wearing these clothes. These aren't my clothes.
But what was disappointing is that so much of the game is built around the mystery of what happened to Snake and where he is and stuff like that. Like, oh, is he not dead? And like the several stages of revelations about that. But all of that builds up to, oh, he was temporarily kidnapped just to entrap Ace into killing a guy in one scene.
Who did
and
kidnap
then that
him?
entire plot line disappears. And I'm like, you spent like half the game's mystery cred on that plot line that goes nowhere.
Who kidnapped him and how did they have time to get all the way down to door number 9?
That's a great question, Andrew. That's a great question.
Also, where's Santa and June?
That's a great question, Andrew.
Also,
you thought you'd get closure in this long-ass game that over-explains everything and seems to be the number one game that would give you closure for every plot point ever?
Also,
nope.
is the mummy just gonna have to sit in the trunk? I thought they're full on space.
It just fucking...
In the SUV. I thought there's 3 in the back.
It just cuts out, so it doesn't have to follow up on that.
I mean, that's really important.
It just wants to be like, ooh, shocking wallpaper, what's that mean by?
I mean, I was gonna give it an 8 out of 10, but now that they didn't explain the mummy thing, that's like... that's now a 2 out of 10. I mean, you can't tell me the mummy fit into that car when there's like 5 people already in that car, including Ace in the trunk. Like, there's not enough room. It only has 2 rows. I saw the SUV picture. It's drawn to only have 4 doors, which means it doesn't have a back seat. That's just the trunk.
So I guess Santa kidnapped June for that final door for the purpose of making sure that we absolutely had to successfully free Snake with our code. And that's why it was happening?
I guess.
And that was all... So the entire game as a whole...
But how did June exist?
All a gargantuan contrived scenario just to get us in that one room to solve that one panel.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I still don't know how June existed.
I don't think I can accept that as being the story.
Well, okay. You want me to tell you what the ending is, Keith?
That's really fucking nuts.
Do you understand what the ending of the story is?
What are you trying to go for here?
No, I'm not trying to go for anything. It's what the actual ending of the story is.
What?
It's all the timelines that you experienced merged.
Just all the deaths?
Yeah, it's all like it's all like cohesive timeline now. So like all these branches no longer exist. There's only the one timeline.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, is that was the whole point. The whole point of the game was getting rid of all the other timelines and only like merging the 2, which is Akane's survival,
getting our good ending and their good ending at the same time.
Yes,
but
so
it's still just like so bizarre to think like all this game was building up to we just had to be in that one room and solve that one puzzle, and that was it.
Yep,
and that was the reason for everything. That was the all reason, and it wasn't even like that ultimately brutally hard of a puzzle. And
well, considering you accidentally solved it.
I think I must have been right about the thing where it must have been that June had different stuff than I know.
No,
he didn't. No, she didn't, because the hint screen was literally just the sums. So no, she had no special information.
You literally accidentally by subconscious. Oh, Keith, you tapped into the morphogenic field and accessed one of your viewers' abilities that knew about it.
Either the audience of our videos.
Yeah, the audience of our videos that were watching it in the future that knew the answer. We tapped into your brains and got the solution.
Huh.
We also gave you butts. All in your brain. We just put a lot of butts in your brain with morphogenetic fields.
Huh. Well, I guess it's memorable. So, like, final thought on the game is just like, I'm curious to see where the rest of the trilogy goes. The part of me that has like infinite patience to just do whatever. I don't think I can call this game good. I don't think I can give an honest opinion that says this game is really good at all.
But curious,
I kind of want to see what happens, I guess. They really tried to choke it out of me and try to make me stop caring, especially near the end. But I kind of still want to.
I think that's kind of the biggest problem, is that like you had.
God, the potential was so much better earlier on.
You had 5 hours. You had 5 fucking hours to end this story, and you didn't.
Yeah.
I cannot forgive that. I canned forgive that.
I understand we had our share of like rants along the way and stuff like that, but like I want to point out that like we like last week we played we like kind of started the final ending and we got up to the machine shop. Today we played the machine shop and everything all the way up to here. So that's like starts like, oh god, whatever. It starts at that escape room. That escape room under unlocked right there. that string of events right there, that was a completely linear string of events that had zero input from the player of any kind until that one puzzle, really?
Yeah.
That took us like 5 hours. And I was mostly just hitting A. So that the way that the story feels so...
And you still have questions!
Yeah, the way
How?
The way the story feels so weirdly incomplete.
Like, am I asking for too much? I just expect the end of a mystery novel where I feel, oh, I got it.
Like, if you're making a point to do what they did, which was to tell the same story from 3 different perspectives, because they told it from June and Seven and Junpei's perspectives, essentially, or no, June and Seven and was it Santa? I think Santa explained. I think it was Santa who redundantly went over that plot point again, right? Was it Santa or Ace?
Santa.
Was it Santa? So June, Santa, and Seven all tell the same story from 3 different perspectives, and we still can't get a complete enough image of what the point of half the shit was, or how these plot points meet together. And who do you think? So the axe murderer was
Clover.
Was it Clover?
Yeah.
Why would Clover kill everybody?
Don't you remember?
Oh, right, because she was like, my brother's dead, fuck it.
Yeah.
Knife killer was Ace?
Yes. Submarine killer was Ace.
So Ace was just playing dead at that point?
Yeah.
Because, we saw everybody dead with people playing dead, so like...
Well, because the only 3 people...
The only way for it could... Yeah, so whoever killed us had to be somebody who just, like... Just played dead, I guess. Because we didn't check the bodies like idiots.
How do you kill June?
What does killing June mean?
How do you kill June? She doesn't exist.
I don't...
She died
Does
9
she
years
exist?
ago.
We didn't really get an answer of how June is even able to manifest and how she's 0.
Keith, we weren't paying attention. That's what the comments are going to say. They're saying we weren't paying attention.
How does she manifest as 0 when she's dead? Like, I'm really mad the game was just like, I guess that makes some crazy kind of sense, and then just moved on. I'm like, no, I need the explanation of how that part worked. How is June in the story when she's already dead? Because the whole point was to go back in the past to save her from dying, but she's already alive, so like, what the fuck? Like, how was she alive? Unless they're suggesting this fucking Seven was like pretending the whole time and actually knew the story, and I'm like, fuck? This is
fucked?
Oh my god. You're gonna make an ending that long and not provide closure on these thoughts? Come on, man. Alright, well, this is 999, the end. We're gonna probably play Sonic next.
Yeah, it says...
Because that's our regular ritual, is to play Sonic games.
Based on the wiki, it says, as Junpei and the others escape, they discover that the game had taken place in Building Q the entire time, that Akane and Santa have fled, leaving behind a car with Ace restrained in the trunk. In the game's epilogue, they drive away hoping to catch up to them, and shortly after pick up a hitchhiker whom Junpei recognizes Alice. Does he? Does he actually say that? I don't remember at all.
Nobody knows what Alice looks like.
How does Junpei recognize what Alice looks like?
How do you recognize her?
Because no one was alive.
There's like a news clipping they show us sometimes, but that was never a news clipping that was physically present in the game.
Yeah.
That was like the...
Which is what we asked for.
That was like an article June saw once upon a time.
Yeah, we asked for somebody to please leave some kind of...
And somehow June saw that article when she was that young? She's reading about fucking frozen mummies and understands Ice 9, even though she died as like a 9-year-old?
She read a lot of books about the Titanic as a 9-year-old.
How does she know so much shit about all this stuff when she died as like a 9-year-old?
Anyways, thank you guys for watching.
Did she haunt the library for 10 years?
Next to Santa.
You can't just not explain shit. What the fuck? I have so many questions.
And we'll answer all of them in the next Zero Escape game.
I can't wait.
I can. Wait.
I'm gonna drag Andrew kicking and screaming through 2 more games.
You can't catch me when I'm dead.